Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending your weekend. First, let me introduce our MarTech webinar series. MarTech is the blending of marketing and technology. Virtually anyone here are involved with digital marketing when you're dealing with MarTech. It applies to major efforts and tools that harness technology to achieve marketing goals and objectives. As we know, even after the MCO, social distancing must still be in place. There are many uncertainties caused by this crisis. Most of us, including myself, are afraid and worried, hence it is only responsible for us to share accurate news and information with you. As an advertising and media agency, we want to provide frequent updates about the market without needing you to attend any talks physically. We all play a role in reviving the country's economy. So today, we are very fortunate to have speakers who are experts in their own fields. If you have any questions for our speakers, please type it in the chat box. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my co-host, Mr. Leong Hong Kit, to start the show. Hi, Mr. Leong.
Hello, thank you, Olivia. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Hong Kit. Welcome to today's roundtable discussion. As we all know, COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented crisis to all levels and all industries in Malaysia. Property industry is no exception and is experiencing significant challenges from this crisis. There are so many webinars going on these days telling us that COVID-19 will in the long run change our daily lives, our business activities. While no doubt there will be changes, but the pressing question is how much? How much will COVID-19 change our behaviors and the ways of things usually work in the property industry? Today, we are honored to have 6 industry experts to share with us their views. Olivia and I will start by introducing these 6 guests to the audience, of which each of them is allocated around 10 minutes to express their thoughts so that we all can know more about them. And that follows with a Q&A section. Just like Olivia said, for those who have questions, please send your questions to the chat box or to Olivia or me directly. We will then select the questions that are pertinent for our guests to answer. If you want to direct the question specifically to any of our guests, please do so. Please specify that at the beginning of your question. Now, before we begin, allow us to play you a video to mark the opening of the session. I hope you enjoyed the video. So our first guest is Mr. Michael Yeo. Just in case you think there's a typographical error to his name, this was what I thought when I first saw his name. There's a double I, but no, that is the correct spelling. I've confirmed with everyone. Michael is the CEO and founder of GM Training Academy, a mortgage consultation company. As you can see from his profile on your screen here, he had accumulated vast experience even before starting his own consultancy company. Apart from that, Michael is also a regular speaker and writer on property industry topics. Michael, are you there?
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm here.
Hello, Michael. Good afternoon. Welcome for joining us. Let's start with some questioning so that the audience would have a chance to know about you. I was looking at your profile before the start of the session. I'm truly impressed, and that I can see you are a man with lots of experience, especially in the property industry. Your profile also shows one of your books, Buying Property Like a Pro, was ranked MPH Weekly bestseller. So my question is this, can the audience of MarTech today get a 50% discount for the book?
Okay, if you email me, you can get 50%. Okay, for today only, for this session only.
All right, thanks a
Send
lot.
note to
Thanks
me.
a lot, Michael. Okay, now let's proceed to the question. Now, speaking as a person who has been through a lot, the 1998 financial crisis, the 2008 mortgage crisis, and the current one, COVID-19 pandemic crisis. Can you share with the audience what are the major similarities between them, relevance to the property industry? Michael, please.
Thank you, Hongkit. Okay, yes, as everyone is aware, today we are facing the pandemic. I have been since working since 1998. I've seen all the three crises happening. So 1998, as a lot of people know, is the what they call Asian financial crisis. Yes. During that time, if you ask me, banks still lends, but the problem is that people don't buy properties. End up there's no sales. Also remember that at that time I was with Standard Chartered Bank. Okay, we have no loans to do, no people buy property. Only 1 month we managed to do 20,000 a loan, and that's it. Yeah. So if you compare that, then you go through the 2008 subprime market. Okay, subprime market, yes, another round of downturn. Yeah, I've been through. Again, I would say the bank still wants that. But the thing is, more cases, what we do at the time, I was already started my mortgage consultancy company already. Most cases is not people property, it's more on refinancing. Okay, refinancing. Yes, a lot of people are hit at the time. Okay, as for my business, we are not hit at all because people still refinance property with us. Okay, we do mortgage loan, and the bank, again, I said the bank sellers. Today, we all are facing the one of the worst pandemic on COVID-19. Okay, the bank still lends. Okay, the bank still lends. Property developers or sub-sale or primary market, people still sell property. They are still buyers, and the bank is still lending. If you look back from 97 until now, the bank is prudent. They are still lending. Okay, but it depends which time the lending might not be the same. If you ask me now, maybe you can see a surge of refinance cases. Okay, the bank did not hold back on their funds. Yeah, does it, Hongkit? Yeah, that answers your question.
Michael,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. So I think I got dropped off for a while.
Oh,
thank you
okay,
for
okay.
your thank you for your answer, Michael. So there is no doubt COVID-19 pandemic affects every one of us. From your perspective as a stakeholder of the property industry, is there anything that of particular significance that you would like to point out to us?
Maybe I can tell you about the difference on borrowing. If you can see, I been through all the thing is borrowing since 97, and I think more and more difficult. More and more difficult to get the loan approved. At 97, 98 is quite even. You just need a salary voucher. The loan can be approved, and the branch manager can approve the loan. Today, everything is central. Everything have to go to central office to get approval. You need what? You as a salary worker, you need your salary pay. You need to back up with EPF, source code, your income tax. There are more documents, so it's more difficult. Yeah? The banks have more checklists. Then since they also have, today we are using CTOS, we are using secrets in which the banks can check on how your repayment is. So as a if you want to borrow now, you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared. You need to get all the documents ready. You need to know how the bank thinks, whether your loan can be approved. Yeah. Thanks, Sankit.
Thank you, Michael. One more question from me. Michael, so after the MCO is lifted, or even beyond the COVID-19 pandemic, for most of us, business as usual is not an option. So creative solutions and new ideas are needed. Having said that, what will property industry new normal would look like? There's and I aware that this term called new normal has been circling around quite commonly.
Yeah, I'd like to say that if you talk about borrowing from banks, is also different right now. Last time we used to use physical documents. You need to go to the bank branch, you send out documents, or the bankers will come pick it up from you. Today, banks have evolved because of the pandemic. We need to embrace technology. Okay, you can also submit your documents online. Okay, then you need to sign, right? They have this facility called e-signing. Okay, banks cutting all this, so you don't have to be physically. You don't have to be physically in the bank to apply a loan. It make it easier to apply. Yeah. As of property, it's the same. Okay, you can see now more and more developers are embracing technology. You don't need a property. You don't have to go to a showroom. Okay, they have this. They do this 3D visual. Okay, you can look at the showroom via your own handphone or computer. It's that easy. So paying even your 10%, you can transfer. The bank has also evolved. You need to go to the to write a check. You can transfer the money, your deposit. So this, I would say, is a new norm. Okay, we need to embrace technology. Yeah, thanks, Sangeet.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Michael. Now let's welcome the CEO of the Malaysian Institute of Estate Agents, Mr. Soma Sundram.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Soma.
Okay, good evening.
Hi, good evening. So just let me introduce a bit about your background, yeah? So Mr. Soma pioneered project marketing in Malaysia, and he has also consulted and marketed over 70 residential, commercial, and industrial projects for developers. Highly sought after for his experience in management, marketing, sales, and training, Mr. Soma has personally trained over 31,000 real estate sales agents. So, Mr. Soma, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for us today. We heard that 2 days ago, you personally met with our finance and housing ministers for a discussion on the country's real estate industry. Would you like to fill us in on what happened during the meeting with our ministers?
Okay, you're putting me in a spot. Anyway, good evening, listeners. Good to have you all with us today to share some insights. While they all may call us experts, we have got a little bit of knowledge to share with years of getting involved in the industry. Of course, being in the real estate industry for 33 years and being the CEO of MIA, we have been invited. You are invited together with REDA and a few other associations to go and give them suggestions as to how we can recover the property market. So basically, it's not a secret. Basically, what we went and told them is that can we introduce some new elements into the industry, new programs, so that we can pick up the property market. As we all know, property market in 2012, just to give you all an insight to all those who may not be very clear, 2012, we have altogether 427,000 odd transactions, meaning residential, commercial, industrial, land, and all these things put together, we had 427,000 transactions. And it was the height at this period of time. I'm not talking about 2008, 2009. It was the height of the entire history of property market in the country. So, and at 2012, it started dropping off. And at 2017, which was the lowest point, we hit 311,000 transactions, meaning more than 100,000 transactions lower than what it was. That was how the market came down. In 2017, when the market came down, we were all hoping and trying our best to recover the market so the market can rebound. And so in 2018, the market moved up to 313,000 transactions. And so we saw that the market, from being where it was at the bottom of the pit in 2017, saw a slight increase in the number of transactions, which gave us confidence because the market was stabilized and we can see that it was growing. And in 2019, the number of transactions came up to 328,000. Again, it went up again. So we were quite confident in 2019, the market is moving up and things are going to happen. And suddenly this fellow called COVID came in and, like Murphy's Law, in the bombshell, and all of us went on the question is where is it going to go? And of course, many of us, including all who came on the Zoom connections and said all this based on their own experience and exposure and all that stuff. And so the question that everybody is seeking for is, where are we going to move from here? I don't want to be pessimistic. I would like to be a little bit optimistic. And that was what discussion was with both the Minister of Housing and also the thing. And basically what we told them was that in order to recover the market, we need to help the investors come in. Meaning, example, if you are taking a loan of let's say 7%, which is now controlled by the bank for the third property on, can we ease that? Don't put a cap on it. Can we look at maybe a no cap for the loans for a time period? We also suggested maybe the property gains tax should be reviewed. And we also suggested that a loan be extended up to 70 years of age instead of 60. Interest rates are very low at the moment, so we didn't suggest much about that. So these are the couple of things we suggested, and they're very positive to listen to what they've said. But of course, there are so many other things that government have to consider if they bring down the RPGT, where's the income going to come and all that stuff. So anyway, it's up to the decide. But we know for us that the government is now really trying very hard to recover the market. And so we, as agents, there are maybe 40,000 in the country. We are very hard now to see what we can do ourselves to boost property market. So basically, that was the roundup of what happened with the minister.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Soma. Okay, so I actually have one other question for you. What about the real estate agents? How are they taking this challenge? Like the better ones that you have seen, what they have been doing during this unprecedented crisis?
Well, for 50 days, we are at home cooking and eating and watching TV and resting. Exception maybe me. I was growing my beard, trying to see how my beard is going to be and all that stuff. But anyway, that's the joke part of it. I think all of us have been affected. They have been sitting at home. There are no transactions at all. There's some of those who are a little bit savvy, technologically savvy, of course, went online and tried to projects for the developers, which I think is going to become an exciting moment right now, because new projects will be much more easier to market in view of the fact that developers are now going into technology and they're using 360 ideas and all that stuff to promote their products, and people can view it and then decide. And now since there's a partial upliftment, so they can actually go and invest in the, but that's already happening. So all of us in the real estate industry has suffered. And as you all know, most of the agents out there are not salary. We are all commission based. And so there's basically zero income in the last 50 days. So we have been waiting for the upliftment. And so now we are out in the field. From what I know and heard from what's happening, a lot of rentals have picked up, because I think a lot of people, the tenancies are coming to an end. Some have already ended. So they're quickly looking at other venues. Some of them are downgrading. Maybe now they're paying 3,000. They want to go down to 2,000, so on and so forth. So the tenancy market has picked up very quickly. Secondary market is still a bit slow. So we are looking forward to go out, and everybody is eager to push the market and help the government and also the public at large in terms of sales and in terms of investment and buying to make some money in that sense.
Thank you, Mr. Sundram, for your insightful and positive sharing. We now welcome our third guest, Jessica Zhong. Jessica is a mortgage consultant who specializes in helping her clients to evaluate their individual circumstances and financial resources to find the right property mortgage. Jessica? Hi, welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Jessica, you ready with my questions?
Yes, I am ready.
Yes, so that everyone can know more about you. Right. Typically, we are expected to pay off our mortgage between 25 to 30 or 35 years. That sounds like a lifetime to me. Is that how it works, or there is a way to reduce the length of the period? Can you share with us, Jessica? Jessica?
Yeah, sure. And hi, everyone. Yeah. Okay. Usually, home borrowers, they will stretch their mortgage loan to as long as possible, which is 35 years, and some of them can even get up to 40 years. Well, it is not necessarily for us to pay off our mortgage in 35 years or in 40 years. And in fact, we can actually pay off our mortgage in less than 5 years. How? I've been doing that all this while. And if you want to, how to pay off mortgage fast is actually through the mortgage restructuring. Yes. Over to you.
Jessica, so you mentioned mortgage restructuring. Can you briefly demonstrate to us how does a mortgage restructuring work?
Oh, okay, sure. All right, then I need to show up a sample. Can you show my slide? Okay. Yep. All right. I think most of you also know that on 5th of May, Bank Negara has slashed interest rates by 50% basis point to 2%, which is the lowest level since 2010 and due to COVID-19 economic impact. And from here, you will see that I actually do a table. Say, for example, when you get your loan last year, year 2019, your loan amount is 500,000 for the tenure of 35 years. Effective interest rate during then was 4.4%. Your monthly installment will be 2,335. So total interest that you need to pay to the bank for that 35 years, it will be 480,000. Okay, but for this year, 2020, the interest has dropped. In fact, there is a 3 times of revision up to now. So effective interest rate has dropped by 1%. So if you see here, your effective interest rate from 4.4 dropped to 3.4%. All right. Then your monthly repayment, you will see that there is a saving. Okay, it's reduced to 2,037 ringgit. And total interest that you pay to the bank is 355,000. Right. So the total interest that you save from last year to this year, with the interest drop by 1%, you save in total 125,000. And like I earlier on mentioned, if you are looking to pay off your mortgage fast, one of the ways is through mortgage restructuring. Okay, which is this one, right? So here you will see that in year 2020, right, your total interest that you need to pay to the bank is 355,000. What if I'm telling you now that you can reduce this interest by another 50%, which means the total interest that you pay to the bank is only 177,000 instead of 355,000. All right, so looking at the same quantum, but your monthly payment, you will pay slightly more. Okay, so this is through mortgage restructuring. right? This is what we do lah. This is what we do.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. So it means that a low interest rate means a lower borrowing cost. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jessica, I have another question here. So they see bank lenders, by and large, they saw the emergence of fintech as a challenge. Lately, they started to see things differently. Bankers are becoming more open to the ideas of collaborating with fintechs of all types. As a mortgage consultant yourself, what do you think about this?
I think it's very good. In fact, I am using this fintech technology all this while. So one of the website that I use is this iProperty website. Okay, they have this loan care. They call it as a loan care. It's a home loan eligibility indicator. All right. So it is an online tool that enable us to compare and calculate our home loan eligibility instantly up to 17 banks. So I'm sure that we do not want to go to the bank one by one, right? So from through this technology, right, it is enable for us to compare the interest rate with 17 banks. So the step is rather simple. So just 3 steps. Basically, you log in into the system, and then you key in your income, and then your liability. Then after that, you click compute. So it will compute for you on all the bank lists that they can offer to you. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, as you can see over here, this is the sample, right? That it shows 17 banks over here. And you may also wonder why certain bank offer a different BSR. So in fact, different bank, right? They are in terms of calculations of BSR is different. So with the help of this fintech, you can actually, at a glance, you will know that which bank they actually favor you, will give you a better result on your loan application. All right. So this with this fintech tool, everyone deserves easy access to any and all informations that will help them to get the right home loan without risk of rejection. Okay, over to you.
Thanks, Jessica. So our next speaker is our very good friend. He's well known all around Asia as a prolific speaker. Mr. Charles Tan is the founder and executive editor of copyandproperty.com. It is a popular independent property blog. So Charles also serves as the CEO of 10 Auctioneers. In 2019 itself, Charles spoke in 52 property events all over Malaysia as well as Singapore. His views and articles have appeared in major medias in Malaysia, and he has also conducted sales trainings all around Asia. Hi, Charles.
Hello.
Hi. So, Charles, the world today is all about speed. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, many changes must be made by our salespeople. What are the key things they must do now to adjust to the new normal?
Actually, if we are looking at the new normal is not really a new normal if we are looking at, say, technology or just online. Because technology or online, even before COVID-19, everyone is already using it. Even digital marketing, for example, it has been always around. It's not only around after the COVID-19. For example, people could have viewed potential units via video. Previously, also they can do that. But of course, for the period that we are under MCO or CMCO, we would now have to view the potential unit online, for example. So in this case, if there are companies who are able to quickly move with technology and move their sales galleries onto an online app, for example, definitely it will help us tremendously. So the new norm will now be very clearly complementing everything we do, the technology part, right? So what will happen is that if people do not embrace technology now, they will suddenly be totally left out because the business is shut. There's no way for people to come. And even for cafes, let's say today, why are we asking the people to come to the cafe and if it's full, have to wait outside. Why do we have to do this? Actually, technology meant that the customers can even choose the table that they want to sit before they arrive. And they can even order and pay even before they arrive, for example. And if you look at the media today, do we write an article and then wait for it to be published in newspaper tomorrow before we publish it online? Or do we publish online first? Think about it. The world is really changing. And for those people who embrace technology, however, they are not yet doing it well. For example, would you want a customer who love to buy your property to do 20 clicks before they can view something which usually would take 1 click? Think about it. So if you're a real estate agency, for example, and you are selling a property, for example, would you be asking for thousands of brochures from the developer? And should the developer be printing thousands of brochures to give to every real estate agent? By the way, it's a total waste of resources. How about thinking about how technology can also complement the things that is being done today? How about the real estate agent able to share more than 10 projects without the need to carry 10,000 brochures in their car? Think about it. And if we are a travel agency, everyone knows the travel is now off limits, no more traveling overseas. But when the norm starts, when people feel slightly better, actually traveling around within the country is still possible. And for this, the travel agencies may want to think how to change their business using technology. So instead of people coming to your shop, which may not happen that frequent, how about training all your agents to be able to share about the places to visit via app, share how they can present via Zoom, right? All these are technology. And if we were to refer to some reports recently, there are companies which shut all the doors. I think it was a cosmetic company. So they shut all the offices during the lockdown, but they moved everyone into presentation via online. And by the way, the sales actually went up even during the current period when the shops are still closed. So think about it. And these are some of the things that the technology is going to be driving businesses moving forward. So the new norm is not whether will technology be driving. The new norm is how fast you can adapt and thrive in this new era of using technology to complement whatever we do today. Back to you.
Thanks, Charles. So this is just a short and quick question, yeah? What about office space then? Is it still necessary?
Yeah, so office space is definitely necessary. So if you're looking at a long time ago when businesses does not have co-working offices, right? Or perhaps the home is not so well equipped with broadband lines. At that time, an office is definitely necessary. However, if you look at the businesses today, as you expand, let's say you just have 15 people. Please do not tell me all the 15 people will all work from home. And then when there is a meeting, some may be in the toilet, some may be elsewhere, some you do not know where are they. That is not the way for businesses to move forward. So the businesses would always need offices. And for example, if you are going for an interview, are you going to go to a house for an interview? If you're signing a multi-million-dollar contract, are you going to sign the multi-million-dollar contract in the lobby area of a condo? If you are negotiating, discussing for the very first time, are you going to do in a cafe where everyone else around you can listen to you? Think about it. However, if the question is, are there too many offices now? Yes, there are too many offices now because of the overbuilding, oversupply. It is not because people are working from home, therefore they do not need offices. Two separate things altogether. So the answer, yes, people will definitely need offices as the business grows and as the economy grows. Back to you.
Our fifth guest is a homegrown digital marketer who is fully trained and certified by some of the household brands such as Facebook, Google, and Alibaba. In terms of professional achievement, she was part of Nestle Pioneer Digital Marketing Team, and she served as a marketing consultant for a number of major corporations over the span of 25 years. Her name is Wanda Chan. Wanda, you with us?
Hi, Hongkit.
Hello, Wanda.
Hi.
Wanda, 25 years, a quarter of century. That's a long, long time. I'm sure you have a lot to share with us. Let me now pick your brain. It is currently the general perception that in light of COVID-19 pandemic crisis, the property market is going to suffer. One of the contributing factors is, of course, the implementation of various social distancing measures, which have caused marketing activities and reaching of the potential buyers to be more difficult than ever. What do you think about this, and what can developers do? Wanda, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Hongkit. Over the years, I have trained many developers and also real estate agents, and I have many students. And currently, some of my students is asking me that they told me the property market is not that good, and I told one of them just 2 days ago, I say this is a time that you can turn your disadvantage to advantage. So let's look at, for example, before this, she was telling me it's hard for her to sell property that far from KL, far from the town. It's quite a remote area. I say now this is the best time, because then we can look at some copy that we can highlight to coincide with the current sentiments. For example, like exclusive, private, community, compact with all necessary amenities. Because during lockdown, people want something like you are staying in a space, in a place where you have everything. You don't need to travel out there to get necessary things. And also, of course, words like spacious, because of social distancing, the spacious kind of people can relate to. I would like to have more space, right? And one thing is because of also COVID, we are so scared to touch a lot. Even we go to the lift, we're scared to touch a lift. So probably something that you can do to highlight in case you can implement touchless devices. Is it any smart home system that people can just use voice activate? Or also some can go into home office concept, because now people are basically love to work from home, okay? And of course, you need to also highlight the Wi-Fi connectivity that everyone love to have during this point of time. And finally, you can also think of highlight the background of the developer, like the financial stableness or prestigious developers. That will help. This kind of copy might be more coincide with the current sentiments of people, that you can attract their attention. That's what I feel, a little bit of tips here for my friends. Next. Okay, this one is a little bit of tips that I would like also to highlight, because I have many of my developer or real estate agent friends. They always ask me that, should I boost my post? To boost or not to boost? So I want to take this opportunity also, maybe, even though it's a bit technical, but I think it's good for me to share at this short time. I hope you can also take note of that. Next. Okay, when you boost a post, this is what happened. Okay, normally when we boost a post, this is the screen for people who already know how to boost posts. Boost posts meaning you buy ads on your Facebook, and there's a boost button where easily you can boost, right? So you can see the audience that you can set. You can just click, select one, and you don't really have much objective or whatever to pick, okay? Very simple. Next. yeah, if you boost, it's very simple. You can create ad very fast. It's like for everyone can just simply boost the post. However, you will get very limited objective to get selected. Like you maybe get, sometimes you get one, sometimes you get 2 to 3 only. For your information, in Facebook advertisement, you have 11 objectives. So you need to know what you want to set properly to tell Facebook what you want. So a lot of people, like if they are not familiar, they stick to boost posts and they have limit objective and then they don't reach their objective. Maybe they want lead, right? But maybe in the boost post, there's no such thing that you can get leads. In the boost post is either you want to get people to message you or to view your videos or to just engage with you. Engage is you can get a lot of clicks on your ads, but not necessarily you got any lead, okay? And beside that, I want to highlight also, if you do not set the audience earlier, meaning you do not have a earlier setting that you set to your, what the audience you want, a proper setting. And in the boost, you can't set properly as well because the function is kind of limited, okay? And the most important thing that I find when people boost, why the result is not that good, is because they don't get to do multiple ad set. I know this is sound very technical to some of you, but I just want to highlight, like, let's say you take note of what I'm telling you today. Maybe if you go back to your office, you can ask your digital person, hey, do you use multiple ad set? You know, kind of thing, just to get the get it right, whether they know or not. So that is good for you. So I will show you what is the this optimization that you can get when you do multiple ad set. So for example, this algorithm is called CBO, which is called campaign budget optimization. Okay, for example, you want to buy a day of ads, 300 ringgit, and you have 3 set of audience, assuming you know how to set your audience earlier, okay, and you know how to you have 3 set audience. Without CBO, you need to allocate 100 ringgit to test your audience A, 100 ringgit for your audience B, 100 ringgit for your audience C. That is formally what we all the time doing. We split equally. But after in last year, September, Facebook default putting us a CBO. If you go by your Facebook advertisement, for those more technical, you can see there's a tick there for campaign budget optimization. Then I want to explain to you what is the best thing of this. Next. Okay, so you see, when we have this CBO, if you put in a 300 budget, again, the same thing, when your ad is running, while your ad is running, Facebook will automatically help you to identify which ad set is having the best resonate to your ads. Probably your ad this round is more receptive by audience A. So Facebook will automatically move your budget to put in more budget to audience A, because Facebook will know audience A prefer this kind of ad. And maybe audience C is not so receptive to this ad. Facebook will cut the budget from there and move to the audience A. So we set all these audience A, B, C in different ad sets. So from this, you are going to get a better optimization. Then your ad cost will be much lower. Okay, so when I check a lot of my students' ads, sometimes they will just show me. I realize that they like to boost posts, so they don't get to do this, or either even they use ads manager, right? They don't do multiple ad sets. They just do one, so that if you only do one, Facebook has no way to optimize for you. If in case you want to know more about this, I can brief you. You can always get in touch with me. Then I can explain to you more on this, because we are short of time here. Okay, thanks, Hongkit. Next. Okay, now back to this recent stats on the world most used social platform. You can always, number one is either Facebook or YouTube. So Facebook and YouTube is always there, okay? And WhatsApp is also together all the time, number 2, number 3. What I want to highlight here is like this, because I saw many Facebook still do not implement WhatsApp button, okay? Because people nowadays, they like to use WhatsApp to communicate. They don't like to call anymore. So if you put a call button there, people might not calling you. If more effective, when I have tested that you put a WhatsApp button and then you link your page to WhatsApp, and all your advertisement that you do, try also to implement WhatsApp link there so that you can capture the lead faster. So in case you do any advertisement, you put a WhatsApp button or a WhatsApp link for people to communicate with you. You can easily opt in, because once they click and ask you the question or WhatsApp you anything, you already opt in. So you get to keep the leads with you, and you can continue on to do other conversations. And one thing I want to highlight also this, since we have a little bit of time on WhatsApp as well. This is Malaysia one. You can see YouTube number 1. WhatsApp is already number 2 there, okay? And Facebook is always there, number 3. This is the January stat. This is for Malaysia. And about WhatsApp again, if you simply blast WhatsApp to people that you didn't opt in, let's say you get a phone number and then you simply go WhatsApp to this person, you open yourself opportunity for people to click block. Okay, so that is very, very dangerous act. So I would advise you to all doing opt-in, get people to WhatsApp you first. Don't simply go WhatsApp people. Don't go and take database from where, you know, or take your customer database and go initiate the WhatsApp to them first. Because once you have more than certain numbers of people block or report, your whole number will get banned by WhatsApp. Okay, so that is something for you to take note. Okay, so I also take this opportunity also to highlight to you. You see, YouTube in Malaysia is number 1, right? And online content activities in Malaysia mostly, especially during COVID or now, people love to watch online videos. 98% people keep watching online videos. So this is our behavior right now. We love to watch video rather than read a lot of long articles. Okay, next. And this one also showing Facebook engagement rate in Malaysia for last year to this year. I check out that the video post is always bringing the highest engagement. So meaning you need to do more and more video rather than put one photo or put a status. Of course, nowadays very rare people put status, but I realize a lot of people still like to put photo. Why don't put 90% of your content or try to do videos? Talking about videos also, next. You can see that 70% of people, they can remember what they see and what they hear. So again, I want to highlight video is the most important thing. That brings us to see what is the wonderful thing that will present by Mr. Chua, our next session, that he has a very good solution for all of you, that you can make use of the solution to create videos, to showcase your house, and let's see what he has got to offer. Thank you very much, Hong Kit.
Thanks, Wenda. So, as Wenda has mentioned, the final speaker of today's discussion is a young man who is extremely tech-savvy. As the CEO of one of Malaysia's leading PropTech solution pro sales, Mr. Chua has developed many innovative and, more importantly, sustainable solutions. So his credentials include a professional analytics certification in enterprise data analysis and a master's degree in technology management. So Chua, please share with us some exciting technology that we can anticipate for the property sector moving on.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chua, the CEO of ProSales. By the way, thanks for inviting me to this roundtable discussion. Okay, actually I'm a tech guy. So today I'm more focusing on the technology point of view and on how the technology can help the property industry during this period of time and what thing you need to take care when you're looking for the PropTech solution. I agree with what the Michael and Charles say just now. Technology is playing a very important role in recovering the whole property market, especially PropTech that is more focused to serve the property industry. So what exactly is PropTech? Is anyone know what is the meaning of PropTech? If you all know, just give me a 5 so that I will know that how many of you guys know that actually what is PropTech. Okay, because I know that just talking about technology is actually quite a very boring topic lah. So I will try my best to make my sharing more interesting and more interactive. Okay, based on here, I think some of you always know what is called PropTech, but for those that is not, for those who don't know, maybe let me give you a brief lah. Okay, PropTech actually is the short form of the property technology that refer to all the technological and digital innovation that change the landscape of the property industry. Although the PropTech is not a new thing anymore, but yet there's still many companies in property industry is still not adapting it. Until recently, the COVID-19 outbreak, government implementing the MCO, CMCO, and out of the sudden, PropTech is becoming the key trend to drive their business. As we see from this slide, PropTech actually has been categorized into many different aspects. But today, I would like to focus on to share on the tools and the technology used for the agent services and the marketing and also the virtual reality parts that is focusing to solve the social distancing and crisis communication problem. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, use the right tool for the right job. This sentence is very straightforward, right? Like what Renda pointed just now, like everyone know that the CRM and lead management tool is very commonly used by the property developer and property agent to manage their leads and clients. But now the question is, are you using it in right way or are you using right tools? Okay, there's two main things that I would like to highlight today. There is a right tool that can help you in lead management. The number one is the consolidate everything. Most of the developer or agent are doing advertising on so many platforms. It can be Facebook, it can be Instagram, it can be the own company website. But how you going to collect all your leads? If you tell me that you are still logged into every advertising platform one by one to check whether today you got leads or not, then after that you copy or export the list out from the platform, then you copy into somewhere or maybe copy into your master Excel, then I can tell you that this is not the correct way to do it. Imagine that there is a tool can help you to consolidate all these leads that come from each individual different online marketing channel into one single platform. What you need to do is just open the apps and you can see everything there. It will eventually save you a lot of time and you don't even scare that you miss out any leads that is not being exported out from any platform. So for the first one is a good tool is able to help you to consolidate everything. If you agree on this, just give me a 1. Then, okay, for the second point is the automate everything. Okay, now what is the next step after we collect the leads? Is anyone knows? After you get the leads, then what the developer or the property agent do? Okay, what they do is actually they need to pass the leads to the person in charge to follow up, right? In this situation, technology can help you to automate the assignment process. All the collected leads will be automatically assigned to the person in charge to follow. This automation will make sure all your leads is hot because everyone is talking about hot leads. I need to make sure my leads is hot so that when the agent receive the leads on the spot, they can directly contact them. Okay, this is what we call it as a good customer service lah. Is when the client is there, then when the clients need you, then you will be there. So this one, other than the assignment, automation assignment, actually automation can also be involved in the notification or the reminder for the follow-up. People tend to forget. We always forget something when there's no reminder, right? Let me give you an example. One agent can simply have few hundred or even few thousand leads in their contact. If you can memorize all the status of this individual list in your contact, then I think you are very clever already. You can go join the Well, the China super brain show. If your brain is not so good, then the technology is here, can help you to keep you remind. If everything is automated, let's say you forget to follow up the leads for maybe 2 to 3 days, then there's an automated notification to remind you, hey, you already missed out this guy for 3 days. Please follow up with him. Then or maybe another type of the notification, like let's say you already contacted the client.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, can everyone hear me? If you all can hear me, give me a 5. I think there's some interaction just now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now, Chua. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. For me, just now, what I mentioned is the automation is not only on the assignment, it can also be in the notification. Like let's say if you already follow up with a guy that you already forget, hey, whether he already replied me or not, then for this automation, it can actually keep track on this every action you do inside your follow-up issue. Like let's say this guy is already forget to update you when he's going to meet you, or maybe you are going to make an appointment with someone but you already forget to reply him, then all these notifications can keep you informed of what you have missed out, so that you no longer need to handle your leads one by one. Okay, so this is my second point, which is the automate everything. Okay, if you agree on this one, just give me a 2. Okay, let me recall everything again. The 2 things that is a right lead management tool will help you. The first one is consolidate everything. The second one is to automate everything. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Okay, so for now, what is the safe and functional? Okay, safe and functional is what the solution that is currently all the developer or all the agents looking today. But I'm sharing this PropTech solution with you, and this is not a secret already. In fact, this is what most of the developer and agent out there is doing right now. Okay. I think, okay, maybe let me ask you all a question. How many of you don't know how to use Zoom or any virtual communication before MCO? If you all never use it until the MCO forcing you to use, then give me a 5, so that I know that how many of you actually is not so technical savvy. Yeah. Okay, like what Charles already commented, that we are here also know, okay, which means that MCO actually helps you all to know that actually we can communicate not only face to face, we can be also communicate by using virtually, using all those communication tools. Right, from here, we know that technology can use to close the gap between each other, between you and me, so that all this communication is still able to carry out without any problem or any issue. Okay, so for my point is, for all those the agent or the developer, if you are not able to meet your client physically, why not just bring it online? As what I say, first thing you need to do is stay connected and having engagement with your client. Okay, by using the Zoom, you can actually do your sales as usual. You can easily share any info about your project, like your brochure, like image perspective, or maybe the 3D model or 360 virtual tour. It's just like how you are doing the sales at old days. You bring your client, walk through the physical show unit. Just the difference is now you're using the technology to guide them and walk through with them virtually using the technology tools. But for me, actually, the experience is almost the same, or maybe it can be even better. It can be more mobility and more flexibility. I still remember that the number one thing that I shared to you just now is the consolidate everything, right? The tools is not only to show the 360 virtual, it can also consolidate all the marketing material into one single tool. This is why that for all those developer or the agent, they just using one tool, they can do everything. Okay, for now, I think I'm running out of my time because I only got 10 minutes to share with you all. Maybe I just jump to the next slide. Let me have a conclusion before I end my sharing. We are saying the new normal, right? If we separate both words, news is mean by the something new, first time, which is never existed before. This is what we call new. And normal is means something usual or something typical. When these two coming, when these two is combined together is what we call the new normal. Okay, we all heard that there's a sentence, there's a message called extraordinary time. We need to use extraordinary methods, right? Same goes to current situation. In this new normal situation, we need to adapt the new solution and new method to do your business. So try to go digital, and that's why we are using the Zoom today, right? Am I right? So when we got so many solutions and technology around us, why not explore it and make use of it? Just talk to us to know more about PropTech solution that can help you. We will share more with you about what solution we provided and how the current industry is using it during MCO or CMCO period. Okay, thank you. That's all for my sharing.
Thank you, Chua.
Okay, thanks a lot, Chua.
Great. So we have now introduced all 6 guests to our audience. We can now proceed with the Q&A session. I look at my chat box here. There are plenty of questions have been sent to my chat box, and also some in the main box. I'm going to pick one from the main box to start. This audience, I suppose it's a she, is by the name of Mei Mei. She posed a question that is directed to Wanda. Wanda, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
Wanda, okay. The question reads, everyone go online, will it be more competitive online and become more expensive for the advertising spending? Basically, this is like a supply and demand question. So when everyone is watching to go for all the online advertising campaigns, would this drive up the advertising costs in the long run? Wanda, please.
Okay, from Mei, from what I observe right now, the advertising cost is not up but come down. Okay, it's because a lot of company has already cut budget, and many businesses there, they have also budget issue, and instead the ad cost right now is kind of good. It's opportunity.
Is that all, Wanda?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Wanda. Charles, what's your take on this? We would like to hear from you.
Sorry, you mean the question?
What's your view on this? The same question.
Yeah, actually, if you look at how advertisement has been, right? Wanda is very correct. If you look at how advertisement have been long time ago when there were no online, so the property developers, for example, when they launch any project at all, it will always be 2 or 3 weeks of all major newspapers, 3 languages, BM, English, and Mandarin. It will always be like that, 2 or 3 weeks, every Saturday, 3 major newspapers. So you just understand the cost, and you know, wow, they are really spending a lot of money. But nowadays, the developers are by far more careful with their spending. So digital marketing is definitely going to be a very good way for them to be able to budget their marketing very targeted, because digital marketing is the only way where you can be very targeted. For example, if you're selling bungalow, there is no need for you to market to people who are below 30, for example, right? If you're selling a condo, there is really no need for you to market to anyone who is above a certain age, for example, right? So all these digital marketing will be able to do. So if you're looking at the effectiveness versus the price that you pay, I think digital marketing is a no-brainer. You will need. What happened to the traditional media is that traditional media is very much still needed, because traditional media gives you the great exposure to a certain group of people. Yeah, still relevant.
Thanks, Charles. So do you think the marketing cost would go up, remain, or go down? In view of that would be one of the best marketing strategy for available.
Marketing cost has definitely been on the way down, definitely. Because if you look at how much people are paying for newspapers previously, it is not 5 figures, it is not 6 figures, it is 7 figures long time ago when there's any new property launch. Yeah, on a like a township, for example, the cost of advertisement is going to be very high. Today, 7 figure in digital marketing, I think Venda has never seen any developer who uses that, right? Because there's no need for this so-called 6 figures or 7 figures. But if you look at the way people advertised last time, it is probably needed. You know the bunting that you put on the roadside, bunting, when you drive, you see the bunting. Do you know how much is one bunting? It's 60 ringgit. And that is just the cost of the bunting, right? You still have to put it up. You still have to buy the MBPJ sticker that says that it's a legal bunting. So all these are costs. And which road do you want to put? That is another matter. Put too few roads, no one sees it. Put too many roads, it's so expensive. This is the reason why, if you look at the cost, definitely the cost is coming down, not going up. Yeah.
Okay, now
Wanda, about the online marketing cost, you also predicted that it would go down. Is it because there will be more players coming in to support the online marketing supply chain?
Is okay. Currently, the price is down for Facebook. That's what I realized. And then after investigation, then we realized that many companies is not running ads at this point in time because they cut budget. So advertisement is like this online. When you have many people, very high demand bidding for the same space, you get very expensive. When there are plenty of space there, then you get very low. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I actually have a question here for Jessica. Yeah, Jessica.
Oh.
Hi, Jessica.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
so
here.
now that this is a question from one of our viewers. So now that we are in the middle of a crisis and bank interest is low, is this the right time to purchase property?
Right time. Definitely. Yes. Definitely it's a right time to purchase a property. Whenever there's a crisis, right, there is always an opportunity. And because of this pandemic crisis, right, I will tell you there are a lot of desperate homeowners out there that they want to sell their property below market price. And if developer also, they offer a lot of discounts to these home buyers. So definitely, it is a right time. And moreover, bank right now, they are offering low interest on the mortgage. Say for example, if you have missed taking the opportunity during the last financial crisis, which is a decade ago, so this is the right time for you to grab this opportunity to acquire more assets and to pay off your mortgage fast. And during the last decade, right, myself and my client, we actually took the opportunity, pay off our mortgage fast, less than 5 years, and we continue to buy properties. Buy properties and acquire more assets. So definitely this is the right moment, right time for you to enter. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Jessica. So everyone, if you have any further questions, do continue typing them in the chat box now. In the meantime, can we just turn on all of our cameras now for our group photo session? I'll give everyone some time, to turn on your cameras.
Yeah, and for some of you, I just put on some makeup or whatever.
You don't need to do that, Charles. You look good already.
Thank you so much.
Why is everybody so serious? Huh? You know, in a crisis, you must smile, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start now. 1, 2, 3.
Taken, right?
Hold on, our host is having some technical issues for a few minutes now. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, I think most of the participants not opening their video, right?
Yeah.
Just don't be shy. Yeah.
Some participants are not wearing anything, that's why.
Okay, so I'll just do the countdown once more. Yeah, everyone get ready. So 1, 2, 3, everyone smile. Okay, thanks for everyone's cooperation. So Hong Kit, do you want to close the show for us? Do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, so a big thanks to our 6 guests to have spent their time with us here, sharing their views and knowledge with us. I'm sure the audience has benefited from today's roundtable discussion. As our session is coming to an end, does any one of you have a closing remark to make for our audience?
Could I add on? I've been waiting for a long time. I heard a lot of you made some good comments about property market. It is a good time. It's a good time. But three words I like to share with all of you. Please don't rush. Please don't be greedy, and please don't listen too much to property gurus. Because today a lot of people are going to come and tell you this is the way to make money. We knew what happened in the past. There are some good responsible property gurus, but a lot of them are there to make money for themselves. If at the end of the day asking you to buy because they've got some interest, then I think you should be very careful. Work with estate agents, because if anything happens, you can always go back and talk to the firms. You can complain to the board with regards to any way they have misrepresented you. But very quickly, market is good. It's good time to look at investing. Don't be, they say it's an opportunistic market. Be very careful what you're going to buy, because you're going to get committed. Somebody shared with me yesterday, try to look for properties where you can get good returns rather than to keep it for a long time. And don't get overgeared, because end of the day, if you get overgeared, too much of loans, you're going to get into problem, because as we grow older, chances of earning money is going to be not that good. And also, who knows what's going to happen to this MCO. It might even prolong. So be very careful what you're going to get into. So I wish you all your best in investing. Thank you.
Okay,
Mr.
maybe I can just give a very quick summary remark about the technology point of view.
Sure. Please go ahead,
yeah.
Please.
Okay, actually, everyone know that market is changing very fast today. Whether you like it or not, you have to adopt the technology to keep your business operate without having too much impact, especially during this new normal period. So what my suggestion to all those the company that is still there and looking and see other people start for the digital transformation, then what my advice for you is actually you need to try to make your first step in the technology adoption or the digital transformation, so that your business will have your business continuity and make sure your business is still able to sustain during this very tough period. Thank you.
Thank you,
Charles, do you have anything that you want to share with us before we end the session?
Yeah, actually, I think everyone has to understand that COVID-19 is an unprecedented situation. This is not a situation that is going to be with us like forever. So it is very important for us to still be moving ahead with whatever we have in our mind. For those people who are still thinking about starting a business, please continue to do research, continue to plan. For those people who are going to buy a property because you are getting married and your father-in-law forces you to buy a property, please do your research. You cannot just simply buy a property. And for those people who are still have the understanding that property prices will drop 70%, you can continue dreaming. Please understand the basis for property price drop is the people. So the people must have lost all their jobs, business must have all gone bankrupt, then the property prices will go down by 70%. And property prices do not come down by itself. The stock market will have to collapse first. And before the stock market collapses, the economy will have to collapse first. Now ask yourself, do you want the property market to collapse? Think a little bit. And once you understand that, then you will realize that, okay, perhaps I should just go and find some good value property and just buy it, because there's no such thing as waiting until the best property or the lowest price comes. There is no such thing. And recently there was one article talking about the 2020 being exactly like 1998. when the property price dropped by double digit. To be very specific, dropped by around 15 or 16% in 1998. So 2020, they said that it will also be like 1998. Actually, if you look at the charts, right, 1998, the drop was about 15, 16%, but 1996, the rise was about 15 or 16. So they basically cancel one another, right? So if you are looking at that, that means the drop would have been recovering very, very fast, rather than every year it will continue to drop. Then I think that's the end of Malaysia lah. So hopefully everyone is more positive and take care and don't simply go anywhere.
Okay, thank you very much, Charles. What about yourself, Mr. Michael, Jessica, Vanda? Do you have any final thoughts?
Maybe I just want to say, buy a property where if you are ready. I know today you'll find a very good deals of property below market value everywhere, but be careful. Only when you are ready, you buy, and don't do this what they call compression loan or multiple financing. If you have only 10,000 income, do not buy 10 properties in one go. Yeah, this is my advice to everyone. Many people got bankrupt because of that. Yeah, and this is I give this advice 3-4 years ago, and today, let me tell you, many people are bankrupt because of this. They cannot pay. After a 6 months moratorium, okay, a lot of people will be affected, especially those who take up multiple or compression loan. Yeah, again, I end this to say, buy when you are ready and you have money in your bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Okay, so our ladies here, Ms. Jessica and Vanda, do you have any closing remarks that you want to share with us?
Yes.
I would like to.
Who is going to share first? Is it?
Yeah, Jessica, what about you go first?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to agree what Michael said, which is very, very true. My advice to people is also the same thing. Do not compress your loan. You have to, when you purchase a property, right, always do your due diligence. Make sure you buy a good property. Okay, good property that give you positive cash flow, that can give you a potential of a capital appreciation, and take loan responsibly. Yeah, you apply loan based on your capability, not to compress loan, definitely, and take this opportunity to pay off your mortgage fast. So when you pay off your mortgage fast, your liability now become an asset. Then after that, you continue the cycle again. You can continue the cycle again and keep buying. All right. So this will actually reduce very much on your risk. Okay, that's my final note. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. How about yourself, Vanda?
I would like to advise whoever that want to venture into the online on digital, please get yourself to understand more on the how the back end works, and rather than just jumping into digital. So and also get more knowledge in this, so that you will not waste money. Okay, that is my take.
Okay, thank you everyone, and most of all, thank you, Mr. Leong. It has been my pleasure to co-host this roundtable discussion with you. So
Likewise,
to all of us,
Olivia.
yeah, see you again. Yeah, Mr. Leong, thank you.
See you again.
Okay, so for
Thanks.
everyone that joined us today, if you would like to join us as a guest speaker, feel free to reach out to us. We will be glad to explore new ideas with you. So our content team will build buzz around your webinar before it goes live. No worries, there will be end-to-end guidance for your webinar with us. Secondly, for viewers who missed out on certain parts of this roundtable discussion, do not worry, you can find the recording at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So a library of our past webinars are always available online for you. So don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts to watch out for our very next announcement. On the 30th of May, Saturday at 3 p.m., we will be focusing on building an effective defect management system. So my co-host for today, Mr. Leong Hong Kit, will be joining us as a speaker. He will be presenting his views on defect management from a construction claim consultant's perspective. We also have Ms. Teo Pui Man, the founder of Speed Brick Solutions. It is an easy to use and powerful solution that provides data analysis for contractors to help them make value-driven decisions, will also be with us. And finally, we have Mr. Chua again, the CEO of ProSales, but in this time, he will highlight the features of ProFix. It is the defect management portion of ProSales. So get the registration link from our social media accounts and we will see you then. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Have a great weekend ahead.